In life, there is no need to be unwell. There is no need to be ill. What we've led to believe is that illness is inevitable, and it's not the case at all. Because illness only comes when your body is unbalanced. And when you're in a state of an unbalanced energy, you develop illnesses that are there to give you a sign that something's not going right in your life, something's not in balance. An illness comes when you've either got too much pressure or too little pressure. Yin and yang in life, you either have too much yin is not good, too much yang is not good. Yin and yang just means balance. Too much pressure, too little pressure. And when illness comes, it's either one or the other in life. Because a lot of people, for example, they always have to do something. They don't give themselves time to relax. They're always looking for the next thing to do. They're never settling down. There's too much stress. It causes illnesses. And then on the other end of the scale is people who are so lost in life that they don't even have a clue what to do. So they sit around and are so depressed and so sad about life and so down and so out of balance in that end of the scale, which is not enough pressure, which again causes illness. And that's not what we're led to believe. We're led to believe that bacteria and viruses come and attack us from outside, when it's not the case. Because that's the old science, that's the old germ theory, which is outdated. The new germ theory, well, not the truth, sorry, is the quantum healing, which is energy, because we're energetic beings. So viruses and bacteria come from within and not from the outside. When they come from within, it's their way of saying, trying to heal us actually. That's the end of the unbalance. They're trying to get us into a state of balance. So we need to get our minds out of the old way of thinking and into the new quantum way of thinking. The old science is outdated. And the reason why it's wrong is because they want to make money. And they want to make money as a result of all the medicine they get, all the pharmaceutical industry, all this nonsense is to do with a profit. And that's why they've halted all the cures for illnesses, the real cures, the energy hit cures, because they'll not make a profit. Cancer, for example, even a big illness such as cancer, comes from an imbalance of energies. That you can get to the root of the problem and cure the cancer. And I know many doctors myself, quantum doctors, that have got cancer patients and treated them properly, not by giving them medicine, and it just comes back in another place because they're not getting to the root of the problem, but they're treating their energetic body, finding the root of the problem, finding the root of the trauma, because cancer comes as a result of trauma and many other illnesses come as a result of trauma. They get rid of the trauma, they get rid of the illness. It's as simple as that. Obviously, it's not that simple to actually get to the cause of the trauma, but you have to take the time if you're unwell to find the root of the trauma. And sometimes it may take a couple of days to find the root of the trauma, and to start that cure and the process of getting better. And so we don't need all this medication, and it's been halted stopped the information from coming out to these people because they don't want it to, because they won't be able to sell the products. And there is no need for any medicine at all. Even like homeopathy, for example, that is a fantastic way of curing. I've used it a lot of times for myself. But even that, you don't even need. It helps, okay, but you don't need it. It's not got side effects unlike this medicine that they have now. It's energy healing, which is like I'm good, which I'm talking about now. But even that, you don't need. You can cure yourself just by finding the balance and finding the root of the problem. And so quantum healing is the new way of healing, pretty much, and not the old way. The old way is talking about just getting rid of the bacteria, rid of the illness, but they're not thinking about why that bacteria and why that virus is there. Because when someone is ill, they find viruses and bacteria in the body and they think that has caused the illness. But just because that is at the scene of the crime, it doesn't make it the perpetrator. And that is the problem with mainstream science. And each scientist have been brainwashed into thinking that's the way of going, and that cycle needs to come to an end, and this cycle needs to begin. And if you disagree with me, it's fine. But I'm telling the truth. If you disagree with me, that's kind of your problem. Because this is the way, because I've never been ill myself because I'm in a state of balance. And even the little colds that come on, maybe I was, it needs to come on just as a waste clear out in the winter. Normally a cold, because a cold's no big deal at all. It lasts for a couple of days. Clear out all the waste from the summer, from the year, and you're in a state of balance again. There's nothing wrong with a cold. And this is what's the problem now in the winter, is people are getting colds and getting tested positive for COVID-19 because of the false PCR test, and it's going to be a big problem. But anyway, back to my main thing that I want to share with you is to find the root of the problem, and this is kept from you, because people don't want obviously to find this out, and many millions and millions of billions of people could have been saved from dying. If they found the root of the problem and not just taking all these medicine. And normally when people actually die, it's the way of saying they've given up on life. And the fantastic story I'm going to share now is that this cancer patient, he was told he had a couple of weeks left to live, and he did die in a couple of weeks. But he didn't have cancer. They found out that he didn't even have anything wrong with him, but just because he was told he was going to die, he died. And that was so it changes the cells. It changes the very nature of the cells if you're told something, and it's because it changes the mind alters the cells. Your mind can alter your DNA. You can control your DNA and your cells by your mind, and that's proof of that. And there's many other stories just like that. So research this. The quantum healing is the new way to go.